What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a title called Erenshore. About a year ago, we took a look at a very limited demo of this title before it was released out onto Steam. Well, the time has come. It's time for us to take a look at the final early access product, I think that's a little bit of an oxymoron. But anyways, this developer is an absolute machine. He basically patches like every 48 hours on this game. And while the entire thing is made up of like random Cinti assets and whatnot, this game is a simulated MMORPG. So if you were around back in the days of Ultima, or you were around back in the days of Everquest, this is going to be the kind of game that's going to raise your eyebrow, and it may be something that you want to check out if you wanted to reinvoke those old days. I do think that the game has a fairly firm grasp on what made esoteric, weird MMOs back then before wikis and whatnot interesting and work well. And so today we're going to dive in for about 30 minutes. I just got to a set of new zones that we're going to run around in, see if we can have a good time with it. But the link to the game is down below in the description. They've got more classes, they've got raiding content, they've got all kinds of things going on their actual roadmap, and with the way this developer patches, he's probably gonna hit all of those goals. And so anyways, link is down there. You can also find a bunch of other spicy Nerdcastle links just in case you wanted to taste the flames, but let's go ahead and dive on into the game, shall we? Alright, so welcome to the hills of Erenshore. Oh, there's a treasure chest right there. All it's got is like a little tiny bit of like spider butt inside of it. Probably not the sort of thing that I'm actually looking for, but welcome to Erenshore, everybody. In Erenshore, you are a character being created through a fake login portal and everything else, and when you dive on into the game, it simulates all the other players. So these guys you see running around right here, they are all simulated players. They'll have conversations in the general chat and whatnot. Some of the conversations, actually, when I first started playing, I've been playing now for about 3 hours. It's kind of a tough game to put down, but like when I first started out, I was like, wait, so can like other players in the game talk inside the general chat even though they're like not inside my game? Because I've seen other indie games do that, but no, occasionally they actually have decent little conversations with each other and like roast each other. They bicker, they argue, they fight, they try to sell things, all the normal stuff that you would see inside of an MMORPG's chat log. I just got out of the tutorial area. I'm already getting whispers from people that consider me to be buddies. NPCs in this game remember you after you group with them for a while, especially if you like gave them loot and stuff like that, and they hit you up when you get online to see if you wanted to go on adventures. And so yeah, dude, a bunch of people whispering me right now. The good news is they're not real human beings, so I can completely and totally ignore them, and I don't have to worry about shattering their fundamentally flimsy little feelings. But we just got to Erenshore. The tutorial for this game took me about 2 hours, the tutorial island. There were some very esoteric corners of the quest that I had to do in order to get to the mainland that definitely took me a little while to like thumb my way through. I may have actually had to look up how to do one step, but that's okay, that's good. That means that the game has you like engaged, and honestly, if you're comparing your game to like old Everquest and whatnot, old Everquest had some quests that were very, very odd and difficult to lock down. So I guess the first thing we probably want to do right now is we probably want to track down a couple of people to form out our group, and then we're going to go out on an adventuring party. I've got a few quests, one of which is going to send us to this game's version of like an instance or a dungeon or something like that. We can kind of see how that goes. See if we pick up any loot. Right now I'm playing a wizard. There's 4 classes inside the game right now. There's paladins, wizards, druids, and duelists. The developer does have plans to add more classes to the game. You can see from the spacing right here, I think that it's going to sneak on down. So I'm guessing there's going to be like 2 to 4 more classes that they're going to add to the game. Paladins are your tanks, wizards are your DPS, duelists, a little bit of everything in all honesty. Kind of roguelike or kind of like dual-wieldy warrior-ish in their nature. And then druids are a pet class that have a bunch of heals and a bunch of dots. Basically, if you've ever played a warlock in World of Warcraft, they're kind of similar to that, except they're also a healer. And so let's pick ourselves up a tank. I'd like to, let's try this guy out right here. We'll whisper him. The game actually like simulates all the whispers and everything. We're probably gonna need a druid, so I'll invite a druid on over too. They will arrive momentarily. You've got to wait for them to get here because they have like a position somewhere in the game world, and so they'll zone in from a zone that's neighboring this, and then they'll come running up like these guys are right here. We'll pick up like a duelist over here. We got a level 8 duelist. Yeah, dude, let's invite the level 8 duelist, and we'll see how that goes. And then we'll just add all these guys to our party, and then it'll be time for us to head on out and get some mayhem. And thus the party was formed, to go forth and adventure and eat snackies without getting crumbs on their keyboard and desk. I haven't really looked around this area too much, so like let's look around here. We'll do like a little warm-up just to get used to the group's tempo. I don't really have to do that much because, you know, I'm a wizard, but we'll go ahead and we're actually going to mind control that guy right there. I didn't mind control him. I hit the wrong button. Okay, this one's on me. Are we going to have like a tank at any point over here? A tank would be absolutely fantastic. I am the wizard, and I am wearing the adventuring equivalent of like underpants. If you could draw aggro off me, that'd be absolutely great. As per usual, it's the tank's fault. Let's see, what do we got going on with sturdy skeletons over here? If I brainwash one, yeah, dude, I'm going to brainwash one and make him a part of my team. He's just going to sit over there and attack. We got bread, and we got some bones over there. What do we got right here? A couple more bones. Let's go check and see. Ooh, there's like a cave back here. Hold up. Let's go see what's up with the cave, dude. You go in and attack. I'm going to send my pet in to go murder whatever that is right there. And then I'll probably try to daze one of them. I'm responsible for crowd control, and so I'm going to be like mesmerizing stuff and making sure that it doesn't run rampant. In this game, you do need to con your enemies. If you're unfamiliar with that terminology, conning basically means consider. It's an old button that used to exist in ancient MMOs that would allow you... Which one of these is my guy? Is that him right there? I can't tell. They're all smacking him, so I'm going to guess that I don't have this one brainwashed. There we go. Just bomb a whole bunch of damage on him. See if I can get him. I didn't really want hardened skin right there, but that's fine. We killed him, and I leveled up, so we just hit level 6. I'm going to have to hit my profession trainer pretty soon and figure out in what way that benefits me. As of right now, there doesn't seem to be like skill trees or anything else like that. It's very much following in the footsteps of Everquest, where like every now and again, you just gotta run back to your trainer and buy a couple of new spells. I've got things like re-hotkeyed down here so that I don't have to click, but the little numbers don't update with whatever the new hotkey is, and so it still throws my brain for a loop every now and again, trying to get things where I want them to go. Add to that, I also play World of Warcraft fairly religiously. I'm in like a really like a top 15 guild right now, and so like I'm playing a completely different character in a completely different game, which means that I'm muddling up my keys all the time. More bones, eh? I want to know what's inside of here. Can we go in here? Ooh, we can. Nice, dude. Okay, let's see what's up. The bone pit. All right. How raw is the bone pit gonna be? Well, no telling until we go in here and find out. I'm guessing these guys have already done the bone pit because I'm over here wearing just like a t-shirt and pants. These guys are down in here with all kinds of cool gear. I've never even seen that stick that he's got equipped right there, nor have I seen that shield or like that war banner or whatever. Huh. Guy's epic, bro. So how tough are these? They are equal levels. So yeah, this is probably where we should be. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to brainwash him. I'm going to attack over there. I'm going to mesmerize that one. And then we're just going to get this thing rolling. There we go. Let's get some DPS off real fast. Let's do a little bit of pain, suffering, damage, and malady. My DPS is miserable right now. There we go. Perfect. I gotta like find a good... Did this guy like come back to life or something? Hold on, let's wail on him for a second. Brax's touch will take care of that. Let me see my E key. Why is my E key not working right now? There we go. Now my E key decided to register. Took a second, but hey, we knocked down the mobs. And let's get out of combat mode, and maybe these guys drop something good. He did drop a copper sword. That's nice. That'll vendor for a little bit. If you pick up any items in this game, like I said, it is fully simulated, so if you pick up an item that somebody else in your party wants, they'll tell you. Don't worry about it. They'll be like, you're just going to sell that, aren't you? And so, like, if you give it to them, it actually up-equips them, and they keep that equipment throughout all your sessions, unless they go adventure on their own, because, like I said, everything here is very simulated. And so, let's go ahead. How's it going, Splattercat? I mean, it's all right. I mean, oh, they share a cooldown. Well, that sucks. Okay, well, I guess I should probably just take that item off then. That would explain why it's not registering. So I have Magic Bolt as a natural ability of being a wizard. I also got a Ring of Magic Bolt, so I was hoping I could cheeseball that and make it so that I could cast lots and lots of wizard bolts all over the place, but I'm going to guess that that's not how it works. Let's get these guys pulled, a little bit of CC flying. Although I suppose, like, that wizard bolt actually costs me mana, whereas the one that comes out of my ring is free, even though it's got like the same cooldown. So maybe I should use the ring instead of my default mana bolt to make this whole thing come together. Give him a magic bolt right there. I don't really have any goals or anything that I'm trying to accomplish inside this dungeon. They do have quests and things in this game, and the quests can actually be fairly involved and take some serious effort. That too reminds me of old MMOs. Old MMOs didn't really have quests that were like, go kill 5 mobs and come back. They were usually weird. You had to like say a keyword in front of like an NPC and then like hand them a thing inside of a window, and then they would send you off to go do some other stuff. It was crazy times back then when they were experimenting with like the basics of what the genre could handle, you know? Get you with a magic bolt right there. Good stuff. Are you guys like DPSing right now? I can't help but notice a slowdown in the amount of spell effects and things that are being thrown around. It makes me feel nervous. All right, so we've got another copper. I'm looting in the middle of combat. I'm that party member right now, that guy that's trying to see what loot we got before we're even done with the killing. Like, the butchery is not finished just yet. Your character does have a number of inventory slots that are these guys like resistant to magic or something? I don't know, dude. I feel like my DPS is piss poor right now. Loot that. Loot that. All right, so you do have lots and lots of inventory slots right here, obviously. Hey, what are you doing, man? Why are you behind me just like smackinating me? Party members, I'm gonna need you to attack this guy right here. This guy has betrayed me. I used magic to brainwash his mind and force him to be my friend, and now he's resisting my spell. That's unacceptable. You will be my friend or you will die. But as I was saying, you've got a number of inventory slots. Every single one of them is displayed on your character, from your sleeves to everything else. I think belt is the only thing right now that doesn't show up on the character that I've seen so far, but otherwise seems to be going well. It even allows you to wear mismatched bracers, which is definitely an old school thing. It's been a long time since I saw an MMO that allowed you to have like 2 separate bracers on that are 2 separate items. Normally most MMOs nowadays, they come as a pair, and it's one of those like little nods to like the tradition of the genre from way back in the day. I don't know, it makes it feel like authentic. It makes it feel playable and enjoyable. Let's get that. What is this guy right here? A dead soldier. Okay, well he's just like dropping bones. Each of those bones are worth like, I don't know, 4 or 5 gold, so if we get a big enough stack of them, we'll probably make money. We got a guy back there. I don't know which direction to go. Does that guy... Ooh, a skeleton captain. Yeah, maybe that guy will have something worthwhile. Mesmerize that dude, and then we'll just start bombing on this guy and see where we end up. Yup, get him with the magic bolty. The magic bolt! Alright, and then we'll drop that right there. Get all glory hammer with it, dude. Then again, for this to be like a proper glory hammer reference, these guys would somehow vaguely be alluded to be from space, invading our realm. And so I guess maybe not on the glory hammer front. Just keep firing magic bolts at everything you possibly can. I gotta eat some food, though. My mana's looking piss poor. There we go. Sound effects in this game, they could probably use a remix. So one thing I've noticed that with all the sound effects that exist in this game, some of them are like ridiculously louder than others. And so a good solid audio pass would be a really, really good idea for this game, I would think. But seeing as the game's being worked on by like a solo developer, it's one of those things where I'm inclined to give them a lot of leeway because, like, I was trying to figure out how much content actually exists in this game. Like, how far can you go? And, like, some people were saying that you can make it all the way up to, like, level 30 or something before you run out of stuff to do and, like, the early access content runs out. Considering I've been playing for 3 hours right now and I'm barely at level 6. That means that there's probably going to be a solid chunk of things for you to do. I did take some time and just wander around while playing the game. Ooh, this might get ugly. Are they all going to pull? No, do not do that. Well. Oh, you guys killed them already? Are these guys like non-elites or something? Oh, no, they're both right there. Okay, never mind. I thought he killed that one on the left already. I was like, yo, my man is pumping right now, dude. My man's pushing for that pink parse at the moment. That's what he's trying to get done. He's trying to look good on the leaderboards. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can wipe these guys out real quick. Perfect. Yup, just keep dropping all kinds of deeps on, dude. I need some upgrades. My DPS is absolutely miserable compared to everybody else's right now. I'm gonna have to find like some spell upgrades or something. What you got going on? Water and another copper sword. Okay. It's because I haven't gotten a weapon upgrade in like forever. I keep getting like loads and loads and loads of gear for like gear for like warriors and gear for like paladins. These guys are all clacked out, whereas like I'm still over here in like the welfare gear from the newbie island, bro. All right, so with this captain, let me see if I can dazzle him. I was gonna say, if I can dazzle him and we can kill his ads first, this might be a little bit less messy, but his ads got folded hella easy, so let's just wait for all of our random cooldowns to come back up. I'm still worn out from grinding in the Hidden Hills. That's true. That's true. We were grinding all night and day, dude, just grinding with each other. It was crazy. Honestly, dehydrated after the fact. Let's keep dropping bombs on this dude. Part of me wants to tame him as a pet and see how that goes. All right, he's down. Let's see what he's got. You got anything good, bro? We've got a skeleton's eye. Somehow a skeleton had an eye. It looks around even after you've liberated it. We've also got a faded journal entry. The Bone Pits, a place of great misery, not mystery. The rumors of riches here were quickly replaced by rusted metals and decaying gemstones, all seasoned by a great dose of undead stink. I can cross this hole off my list and proceed on. The old ruins on the Vithian Watch coast hold some promise. I will go there next. Okay. I don't really want any of that, so, like, we'll take that, and then I'll just take the bones. But something, yeah, it's unsellable, so just a little bit of a lore dump, I guess. Do these guys drop anything? More bones? Okay. We're still, I gotta fight my way out of here now. Let's pull back over this way. Respawns in this game quite rapid. I think they could afford to be slowed down ever so slightly. Like, slow them down by, I don't know, dude. Give it a couple minutes before every mob comes back. Because as of right now, I've had to, like, re-clear my way in and out of every single dungeon. I realize that's a hallmark of, like, old MMOs. But you so rarely see other parties inside of these places. Like in real MMOs where you're doing these grinds inside like hidden dungeons and pathways and things of that nature, what you typically run into is that there's different groups farming at different points inside the dungeon, and they have the mobs like naturally cleared out of certain chunks, so you don't need to clear your way back out. Would love to see... Outside, you get lots and lots of NPCs running around, but in dungeons, you don't really see them all together that often. I assume that's to keep them from taking player mobs, but, you know. We've got a polished longsword. Not bad. Okay. Bahak says that he can use the polished longsword. Since I'm doing garbage DPS anyways, he can just have it. There you go, buddy. Take that right there, and you'll see him, like, instantaneously equip it. Actually, let me invasive thought this guy. Let's have him on our team for a little bit. Oh, never mind. They're attacking him. Okay, that's fine. I didn't want to have a pet or anything. I didn't want to be like a necromancer. I didn't want to feel like I had squad. You know, that's cool. It's fine. You can murder my newly formed best friend. It's not like I was emotionally attached to him or anything. You know, it's not like I'm going to put a few more tear stains on my pillow over it. I don't know if I should keep going deeper or not. My inventory is getting kind of full. Go that way or this way? What's this way? A neophyte necromancer. Well, I mean, they tend to drop gear. How hard? Oh, these guys are pretty strong. Okay. Well, he's getting folded pretty hard, so maybe he's not that strong. But either way, caster mobs tend to drop caster stuff. And seeing there's been a very, very real shortage in caster loot over the course of the last 3 hours or so, I get stuff every now and again. Maybe I should take down caster mobs just in case. Yeah, there's an Adept's Wand right there. It has a chance to cast Brax's Touch. Sick, dude. I'll equip that. Can I get that Adept Wand? You can get this hand. You can get your chat the hell out of my bar is what you can do. That's mine. I've been over here grinding and killing mobs and doing all kinds of gangster shit. And you guys ask for every single item that drops, dude. You guys are like hunters and WoW. You just want everything. Wait, I can dual wield wands? Okay, I'm down with this idea. Maybe this will work out a little bit better if we get enough procs. Dazzle that guy. And then we'll just kind of open up on this dude. What happens if I'm dual wielding wands? Does it use like both of them? it's possible that I don't have dual-wielding skill. I think I saw a dual-wielding training book, and that might be what's going wrong here. Go. Keep that fire going out, dude. Got a nice little rotation going. We might as well just pull these now, too. I'm feeling like reasonably okay with the idea of just pulling that guy. Perfect. We'll just kind of like stay on it for right now. Yeah, it looks like he's resisting most of my damage. That would explain why my DPS has been poor this entire time. It looks like they've got some kind of elemental resistance or something tacked down. I do like the dungeon designs in this game. You can tell the developer had fun designing the dungeons. There are secret walls. You can, like, find little things that'll open up the wall and make stuff happen. I haven't found too many of them just because I'm not that observant. And usually I'm so busy churning my way through mobs that, you know, it hasn't been pertinent, but... We're getting 8 XP for each of those. Not that great. Well, we are getting some stuff. I don't see anything up and around over here, but there's a door right here. Oh, God! Oh, they broke my CC, dude. See, you go out of your way. Am I shooting myself right now with magic spells? I think I am, dude. I was going to say, why am I taking so much damage? Apparently, you can target and shoot yourself. I was cramped into a corner. I never realized that you could damage yourself inside of this game with your own cast. It's okay. It'll toughen me up, dude. It'll put some hair on my knuckles. He'll be fine. A little flame strike every now and again. It's good for the soul. Makes you stronger. There we go. They're fighting this guy. They got stuck for a second. Ow. I just got whomped, bro. Yeah, there you go. Throw a little healing magic on me right there. You need to, like, piss off. That's what oh my God. No, you ran the wrong way, boys. That's not the way to run. Maybe there is an exit over there, and that's why they ran that way. Well, the good news is, if your party manages to zone out, it reses you when they zone out of the zone. So that's actually kind of a nice little safety net. The downside is I now have to go all the way back down into the dungeon because we were just getting to the part that was XP lucrative and also dropping some stuff. Let me go sell off my inventory real quick, and then I'll try to get us back to where we were. Got a new spell called Ethereal Rending that seems pretty awesome. So that might help out a little bit on the old DPS front. Let's see if we can get back down in the cave where we were, or if I can even find my way down there. To be honest, some of these complexes can get fairly expansive as far as the game is concerned. Well, down in the dungeon, I found a named guy while I was trying to get down here. We should probably give that a go. Let's see what we can do to the named guy. Like, this could be an entirely terrible idea, but everybody's health bars seem to be okay, so I'm gonna guess that we can handle this, maybe? Yeah, they're all DPSing on my guy now, too. They gave me a damage over time spell that I'm actually kind of stoked about. Yeah, throw that on him. Get that on there. That's what I'm trying to look at. How's our HP holding up in the bar over here? There are plans to expand out the size of groups in this game, so if you're a little bit concerned about the fact that there's like only 3 guys to a group other than yourself, so a 4-man party, 5-man parties are coming. The developer said that he's waiting until he's got more classes inside of the game before he goes ahead and does that. It'll probably require some rebalancing of dungeons and whatnot too. What did he drop? He drop anything cool? Adept Wand, Cloth Gloves, Starstone. Nothing too awesome. We got like a citrine right there. And then that guy dropped cloth shoes. I don't want any of that. It looks like Beetle says that she can use the Adept Wand, so I guess I'll give that to Beetle since I don't need it. Might as well keep some friends around. I want to know what that big flaming stick thing was that Beetle had. Oh, it's a dude. Okay. Treasure chest over here. Anything interesting on this side, like any nooks and crannies? Like, you should definitely look around in this game. Sometimes there's stuff like squirreled away in corners. Ow, dude. Hey! Tank! I was gonna say, dude, somebody do their job right now, please. If somebody could do their job right now, please, I would really appreciate that, man. Pretty simple tank and spank strat. All you gotta do is hold that aggro, brother. That's it. That's the entire process. Just hold aggro. I do want to loot that chest. You'll find that there's pathfinding issues every now and again. You can see it on screen right now, where occasionally, like, mobs, it's usually, like, inside of doorways is what I've noticed. So the game seems to have, like, a weird thing about doorways where, like, mobs get stuck, your NPCs get stuck. Eventually they'll pop loose if you fall back, but a big chunk of my wipes have been due to the fact that, like, my party gets stuck in a doorway and can't seem to figure out how to navigate it. What's inside of here? Just bones, that's it? We got plenty of that, dude. We don't need more of that. Oh my god, look how much dope loot you have, bro. How are you have a relic? How you gonna be asking for anything, dude? You've got, like, legendaries and stuff in here. How do you even have these? We're in, like, the newbie area, dude. You do have a bank in this game that you can put items and stuff in. That way, you know, your other characters can use them, and so I'm guessing that's how the NPCs are doing it. Either that, or they're just, like, mega strength cornballs. There we go. I'm gonna, yeah, you just stop that, please. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, drop the heat on him. Let him have it. I do wish that the damage numbers were a little bit larger. I have a hard time seeing what my damage is on these guys. There we go. Get this guy all nice and toasted up. Honestly, our party seems to be doing an okay job with everything that's going on inside of here. We're about to hit level 7, too. I don't think that I get anything at level 7. I think I get something at level 8, though. Like, I think I get, like, a burning chains thing at level 7 or level 8 that'll be helpful, because then I'll have 2 dots. Oh, ethereal rending does 90 damage. Oh, I thought it was a damage over time effect. I must have it mixed up with my level 8 ability. All right. Oh, it's a loot bag, dude. This came out in the place where we went in. Okay. This guy has already respawned, and so I guess we can give it a go. God, I'm squishy. Yup, let him have it. I don't understand how a 90 damage hit only makes my damage go up, DPS go up by like 3. It must be measuring the entire duration of the fight or something like that. Hey, and there's the level up. That guy's worth 47 experience, the Embalmed Bracer. Ooh, that's mage loot, bro. No, you cannot have it, Dancer. You can shut your mouth and be grateful for what you have, all right? That's what we're practicing right now. We're practicing being happy and contented with what MMORPG Jesus has given us, okay? That's what you and I are practicing right now. I was given these bracers. You were given Jack Squat. That's how this plays. I don't really want this to be happening to me. I'm just going to run for my life. Run away! There we go. Just get them off me. Perfect. Now I can do some DPS. They were probably, I don't know, robo-assuming that I was going to CC or be useful in any kind of way, but they would be wrong about that. See, I'm not here playing a single-player MMO to be good. I do that during my normal MMO time. I'm doing this to just totally slack off and be a carry. The more you guys can accomplish without me, the better. Now that we've emerged with our new mage bracers, which are like absurdly good, one of the best items that I've seen while I've been playing the game for the last couple hours, they give me 25 more health, they give me 20 more mana, they give me 10 intellect, so like these right here, these are kind of the boppers as far as bracers go. We're probably going to let those ride for a good long while. I also got these like leggings right here a little while ago, but they don't give me intelligence or anything. They make a weird noise when you walk, but they feel great. They got that corduroy thing going on, that fweep, 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 fweep. every time you take a step. There are lots and lots of zones in this game, so taking a look at the world map right now, we are currently like in this little area right here, but the game does not have an in-game map that tells you your actual position. Actually, no, we're over here. Sorry, we're on the other side of the forest, and right now we're heading east into Fairy's Break. You will find quests, there are settlements, there are people around. The game has a conversational style that's very, very similar. If you ever played Ultima 6, it's very similar to the conversational style of Ultima 6. So you would click on one of these NPCs, and they'll tell you what's going on, and if anything's in green like this right here, you can either type it into your chat bar, or you can click on it, and they will give you the next step of whatever it is that they're trying to say. And then, if you probe these long enough, you will eventually stumble upon quests like all over the place. And like the few quests that I've done, I've only done like 2 or 3 because some of them can be a little bit confusing and esoteric. But I've done a number of quests, and the rewards tend to be worth it once you get to that point. But for now, this right here is, we're inside this forest right here, and the directions are standardized. Like if I go north, I'll end up in the plains over here. If I go north from there, I'll be in Rottenfoot. If I keep going east, I'll get to Port Azure. Old Krakengard is where I've got a whole bunch of quests at right now, so it might be worth taking a look inside of there and just seeing what we find. The downside is, right now, that I need to sell off my loot. So maybe we'll just like zone east. I haven't gone this way before. I think one thing that the game does cultivate very, very well, because it has no map or anything else. Now I'll give you a little bit of a confirmation on that. You can choose when you boot up your game server, basically, in the game settings, to make it so that you have a mini map and there's quest markers, and it'll basically look like World of Warcraft if you want to. I decided, since it was the intended gameplay experience not to have that what I would do is I would play it that way. And honestly, it does make the game fundamentally more immersive. Like, not knowing what's over the next hillside and just having to go look, way better than being able to mouse over the map and have the map tell you, like, oh yeah, you're not high enough level for this yet. Very much prefer the former rather than the latter, in all honesty. I don't think the game would be nearly as entertaining. This right here is Port Azure. It's one of the major cities. I haven't been here yet. All I'm really looking for is somebody... Ooh, you got oddities? What kind of oddities you got? You got a Rottenfoot ring? I mean, it's better than what I have. Selling in this game is a pain. I've been looking everywhere for the hotkey to just like sell a thing by clicking on it, whether it's Control or Shift or whatever else. Haven't found it yet. Have not found that. So I've got to go through this process right here of selling everything off. Yeah, I'll take the gloves, and I'll take the ring for sure. Those are better than what I have. Like, they're not that much better, but they are better. Throw those on real quick, and then we'll throw that ring on right there just to keep my mana pool, like, growing. Because I don't like being out of mana, man. Being out of mana is the worst. This guy sells oddities too. What do you have? Elixirs of Enlightenment. We've got a Monarch of Flame. Seemingly a lost piece to an age-old game. 135,000 gold for that bad boy. An otherworldly box for 750,000 gold. If you do see people offering things in chat right now, like our party members are trying to sell stuff, you can whisper them. There's a number of commands that the game doesn't like implicitly tell you, but there's an Erenshore wiki that can help you out with that. I highly recommend you spend your first couple hours playing with the Erenshore wiki open so that you know how to do all these little things, or at least so you can look it up real fast just in case you wanted to know. And so there you go. You can also trade with all the Sims and things that are running around. A skill book merchant. You got any cool skills? These actually look like passive books, so it's a bunch of things for like shield blocking, dodging, kicking, all that kind of stuff. And so probably be helpful. Some of them are from my class. I can't learn all of them, but a fishing merchant. I don't have a fishing pole yet. I do hope at some point they make you able to get like backpacks or something to make your inventory a little bit larger. That'd be super nice. But yeah, this is Port Azure. We've sold off our stuff. The game is quite expansive. It seems like there's a lot of things to do inside of this title. I'm fairly happy with it so long as you recognize it's being worked on by like one developer. And while his patch cycle is absolutely crazy, like this dude releases a flurry of patches every other day, it's still a work in progress. But for right now, I would hazard a guess that there's probably like a solid chunk of content here to play around with, because like the farthest north that I've ever gone, close that window right there, is I've gone this area right here in my first 3 hours. I have done one of the dungeons, the Bone Pit. There's another like 2 dungeons over here. I've gotten like 5 or 6 quests in this area that I haven't even started with yet, but I probably should get them done at some point. Lots and lots of activities, and so this is one of those games that's for a very specific version of an ancient gamer like me that were around back in like the pre-Planes of Power days of Everquest. If that reference makes your ears prick up, then this might be a game for you. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, it was Erenshore. Tomorrow it'll be something else. Thanks for hanging out with me, and that's about all I got for you, folks. Bye.